I think we've all seen the rise in crypto over the last few weeks with the so-called bull run starting, or supposedly after that Bitcoin halving earlier this year. But I think the biggest one I've noticed is like the scams around it. So I think you told me this statistic, but there's a new coin being created like every minute of some sort in crypto. And I think if you compare that to like the past years, like I mean, no one understands what crypto actually is in the first place. Check out our older videos; we've spoken about it. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But I think speaking of scams, like, did you hear about the Hoktua, that girl? It's funny. Someone said she sounds like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. Have you heard her voice?
Yeah, I did. I heard it on the space call, like the space voice.
It's the X call, was it? Yeah. She's got this high pitched, annoying as voice. But yeah, I mean, like, what are your experiences with like scams in crypto, and what are some ways people can sort of avoid that or not fall into the trap, given that there's so many new coins that are being minted every day?
Yeah, like being around in this space for like some time, like
You're a veteran.
yeah, I've had a couple of those experiences, to be honest. Like another one's called like rug pulls. So basically, like what ends up happening is and it's very common actually when you use like wallets, like as in digital wallets, you have MetaMask and stuff, and then you do transactions on it's not really a central exchange, it's called a decentralized exchange. When you use that, so when you use Uniswap or something like that, and you buy these random coins, like which aren't valid and aren't really backed or anything, just you don't even know who the team is, like they're anonymous and stuff. Like it's quite common to fall into something called like a rug pull, where basically, in short, like to make it very simple, it's just like the developers of the project basically abandoned it. Like they just sold all the tokens completely, and they like liquidate their holdings, basically. Like they sell it. Yeah. So that's like called like a rug pull, which is basically where the developers run away with investors' funds. And obviously because they're anonymous, you can't track them and you can't really do much. So like that's quite a common theme in this as well. And the whole Hoktua situation was, I feel like I can't comment on a lot of, like I don't really know what that entire scenario is in terms of like whether she's been manipulated or whether she's been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
But obviously she has a sense of responsibility as well, right? Where obviously she should have done more research before even jumping into these things. And it's very common, not just her, like a lot of influencers just jump into this type of, create a coin and just like shill it to their fans and then just make them buy it, and then they just sell them or something or liquidate it. And there's a lot of people that take advantage of that as well. Like the developers of that probably program something to the point that it will go to like anonymous addresses or something, and that they'll just sell after like 30 minutes or 1 hour of like it being launched. And that's exactly what happened. I think it went to 500 million market cap or something, half a billion. I could be wrong. I think it was that much. It was a crazy number. And it literally in the span of 30 minutes, and then it dropped like 80% or something. Yeah.
Wow.
So they sold.
So there was $500 million of.
Like it's not like it wasn't half. It's like market cap. So what that means is like the number of tokens times the number of tokens times the price. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what market cap is. So it doesn't necessarily mean like $500 million was invested.
Yeah. But that's still a lot.
It means like that's what was
$500 million in market
valued.
cap.
Yeah.
That's a lot for that coin that just started.
Yeah, basically in short, it's like multi-million, like 8 digits or something, like was flown into that like volumized trade.
Wow.
So it pumped it. And hard. And then in the 30 minutes, it dropped by like 80%.
Did she take it all?
So the thing is, there's been a lot of like, when you look at on-chain, which is where you can use like Etherscan and stuff like that. Because like the thing is in crypto, everything is like transparent. You might not know who owns certain addresses, but you can see everything on like the chain.
So who's What's
So,
Etherscan? Sorry.
so this guy is like a platform where you can actually see uh, where the money is flowing, like what addresses of where it's being sent to, where it's being received, and things like that.
Really?
Yeah. So you can track that way as well. And I think there's like only the tokens were owned by like a few, like it was majority of the supply was owned by a few people, and it was like of similar addresses. It's just like there was like that's why people were just like suspicious, like it's a rug pull or like a scam because it's not obviously distributed across, and it's technically owned by the same address. Although it's like distributed across 6 different addresses, it might look like it came from the same. It's going back to the same address.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not like a decentralized, it's not decentralized because it's technically owned by the same people. Like the majority of the supply is owned by the same people. So, yeah.
So
And
it
then-
seemed like it's gone not just to her, but to other people that have sort of helped her set this up.
Yeah, basically. And I
Yikes.
feel like the developer or whoever it is probably might have just taken advantage of a brand and just obviously.
Yeah.
And I think from CoffeeZilla, when you watched it, when he did some analysis, he said like they ended up making $2-3 million or something.
From
Anyways, it could have been more, but
From that.
yeah.
Wow.
But in the way that they did it was very deceiving because they take like a 15% tax, which is crazy. Like
Who
when
takes
you make,
the tax, sorry?
as in like they've added it into the token. So when
Right.
when you buy it, you pay like a 15% tax. So if I buy for $1,000, I lose technically like $150 from tax that goes to them, which is crazy. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like up to 15, it could be 15%, but that's still quite crazy.
It's insane because there's so many people that lost their life savings to this.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it, but like, yeah, it was just chaotic.
yeah. I saw some guy said something about like how you put like several like 5-6 digits something. Now it's like, but to be honest, like in a way, that is sort of like his own fault
Oh, of course.
because you go in with the risk knowing that it could go to zero. So you shouldn't obviously ever put your life savings into something like that. But
yeah, diversify, right?
diversify. Yeah, well, you should be sensible with it. But at the same time, like obviously it's ridiculous for her to shield meaning like her like be able to shout it out to her young audience.
Yeah.
And stuff. Especially when it's probably like teenagers.
And I think people just quick to follow trends, right? Like they see something, they think they're going to make a lot of money, put 10K in, they think it'll go to 100K, pull out within a day or two.
Yeah, it's
But how do you avoid scams like this from your experience?
well, one thing for sure is anything that sounds too good to be true is always you gotta be suspicious
But what
of.
if it's good?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you do. I've had so many situations where I'm like, this sounds too good to be true, and I just went with it, and I ended up just getting like absolutely destroyed. Like, it's one of the worst decisions I've made. And now it's like when I think of that, where I'm like, look, if they are like ever, what do you call it? Confirming or ever saying like guarantee, the word guaranteed 20% interest a year, like that's ridiculous. Like where is that even coming from? How does that work? It's probably a Ponzi scheme, so on and so forth. So when you hear things like guarantee, like that's definitely like a scam. Like that, well, not really a scam, but it's like just be a bit more suspicious and just be more, I'd say like just validate it basically, research more. But one of the things is obviously like it's not just about, I would say, even influencers, like even exchanges. Like there's been incidents of where people have had their money like lost in exchanges or when they were trading or something.
That happens?
Yeah, that can happen. Or you can have your funds like locked or like freezed.
Yeah.
So it's like to be able to, I guess, make sure you don't experience that or minimize that is just diversify even exchanges. Like don't keep all your money in just in one place.
Yep.
Like just spread it out. Keep it in a certain wallets. Keep it in like 3 or 4 exchanges. And obviously ones that are reliable like Binance, KuCoin, and Coinbase and things like that. Like even with Coinbase, I'd be a bit skeptical sometimes.
CoinSpot?
Yeah, CoinSpot, even those like
SwiftX?
SwiftX, like things like that, just diversify across, and especially ones that are backed by insurance. So Binance, KuCoin, I'm pretty sure CoinSpot or SwiftX might be backed by insurance. So if the case like they get hacked, it's okay. They'll cover for you anyways.
Right.
Whereas other exchanges, they do contain more like crypto coins you can't really get
Yes.
in these platforms, but just be careful with them. Like Mexi, XT is one of them. Like these are like other exchanges. It sounds, I know it sounds
Are you
weird.
speaking from experience, Wasif? No.
No, like I've never actually had an issue with the exchanges,
Yeah.
but I just know of stories of people that have had lost like 5-6 digits.
Really?
Yeah,
An exchange.
frozen. But I don't know what dodgy things that they've done.
Yeah.
They might have done. Okay, this is another thing as well. In my opinion, never do leverage trading. That is like something that I've experienced, and I could just tell you that it's just not worth it.
What's leverage trading again? Sorry.
So the way you think
Borrowed
about
money,
it is
so-
like a yeah, all good. So it's like a lever, right? You know, when you look at a lever, it's like that's the way you can think about it in this case is that you're actually increasing your capital basically. So if I have $1,000, if I want to be able to increase it by 10, I have to borrow another $9,000. So that's like 10x leverage. But what that also means that if I'm on the end of where I think that it's gonna go up. Like say I'm thinking that Bitcoin is gonna go up, right? And I want to increase my position size. That's the correct term. From $1,000 to $10,000, then that's 10x leverage, which basically means that if Bitcoin drops by 10%, my entire asset gets liquidated. So my entire position liquidation basically means that I lose it. Basically, I don't owe an extra $9,000, but my $1,000 is gone. So they automatically will close it if it drops by 10%. So
what about the 9,000 that you have to borrow?
So that's like because there's different types of what do you call it types of margins you can do. You can have cross collateral
Yeah.
where you have probably US dollars or like other types of cryptos, and you use that as like collateral, meaning like you can borrow more, but if say like it goes down a certain percentage, then they will sell all your assets basically. It's just like a house loan. Like you can cross collateralize. Basically, you can have your car or another house or your parents' house or something.
Oh, it's like a guarantor.
There's a
sort of thing.
guarantor, literally
Okay, right.
exactly that. So
Right.
that's like another way of doing it. But in this case, because you're borrowing 10x, it's not that you actually are in debt of 9,000. It's just that your $1,000, if they drop 10%, they will automatically liquidate your asset. So you've lost $1,000 basically. You're not risking of you owing $9,000.
You're risking your $1,000.
You're risking your $1,000. Yeah.
And how do you-
But basically based on the percentage of basically based on how much you increase it by, like if I increase it to, if I do 10x,
Yeah.
if it drops by 10%, I'm basically
Or if it's
gone.
like you 5x it, drops by 5%, you lose your.
Well, yeah, if it drops, no, well, 5x will be less. It'll be like 20%. The way I think about it is like 100 divided by 5.
Oh,
That's the way I
right.
think about it, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So and if you do obviously 100x, 1%, then yeah. Which some people, most exchanges don't offer that anymore.
Yeah.
Before when we had FTX, they had those until
So you could still do that.
you couldn't, well, maybe you could do that on decentralized exchanges or like platforms that aren't central exchanges, but they don't offer that anymore.
Right. So you can't do it on coins.
You can't do it anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think with FTX, which is very dodgy, the whole scenario was like they were using customers' funds to like basically be able to do investment and make you be able to borrow. Like basically it's just another like Ponzi scheme.
That was the Sam Bankman,
Yeah.
right?
$25 billion something.
Gone.
Yeah, something like that.
Is he in jail?
He is, but I heard apparently he's gonna get out or something like that. Bailing him out, I don't know. It's crazy. He probably has connects, so who knows?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And he's probably hit that money as well.
He definitely has, because he's like when he was like the CEO of FTX and stuff, and they were doing quite well at the time. Like he had a lot of politicians that were doing talks and stuff, so not surprised. But yeah, like that's basically like leverage, and I would never recommend doing that. It's like it's not even just that; it's just like the fact that it's addictive. It's like a casino. People could keep doing it and doing it. And I've seen so many like profiles where they've made a lot of money, by the way, like 6-7 digits, but they've lost it all just by leverage trading. Yeah, all like they're just addicted to it.
They just don't know when to stop.
They just don't know when to stop. It's just like a candy machine. But you have an infinite amount. You can just keep constantly, pressing the slot.
Yeah,
Keep
that
getting
is
infinite
concerning.
slots.
That is scary.
Yeah, so that's the problem with leverage trading. So I wouldn't recommend that. But coming back to
But
security,
not financial advice.
yeah, it's not financial advice. I mean, technically, this is against that.
Well, it's an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
And it's a valid opinion based on experiences. So
Yeah, each to their own, but I would not recommend it. Like every person that I've come across that has done it, and if you obviously whatever you do, you just gotta do it sensibly.
yep.
But yeah, so that's leverage trading, and I think I talked about diversifying your funds across different exchanges. Also having wallets, digital wallets like MetaMask,
Yes.
Phantom. Those are the two most trusted ones. The rest, yeah, just be very careful with it. And even with wallets, when you go into buying random crap coins like Hawk2 or whatever it is, always separate that from your actual investment funds. Like if you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that, which is long-term investment, separate that wallet from the ones where you're gonna do these crap coin plays, Hawk2 or some other scams, like some meme coin, like Pep or something, or whatever else there is out there. Like if you're gonna do those plays, create a separate wallet from that, which is separate from your investment one, because if you get a rug pull, all that, they will they can liquidate your entire wallet. They can basically drain your entire wallet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And just you can protect yourself by just creating a separate wallet, which doesn't really take that long. It takes 5-10 minutes. So that's another thing to do as well. Also create multiple different wallets. One for airdrop, which is where you basically, so with airdrop, you do certain types of activities and tasks, and sometimes you might get rewarded for it for free. Sometimes you might have had to do some transactions.
What's an airdrop?
So it's basically it's tokens that a project will, you could say give for free to users that have been quite loyal, that have been around for a while, and that have done some certain tasks and used the platform before they've released their tokens. Yeah.
Right.
So a couple of them had it. This year there was some crazy airdrops. I think Droop was one. Jupiter, which is basically a platform that you can use to do transactions and stuff. It's on Solana.
Mm-hmm.
And they have given quite big airdrops. Some people that have been using Jupiter and these other platforms on Solana have made 6 digits from airdrops. Yeah. Probably few $100 of investment just transacting and just using it multiple times. They've made 6 digits free. That's just tokens airdrop to them. So the airdrop's free. It was it can be free. It can be also you obviously transacting and stuff and using the platform, and you get rewarded for it.
I love how they call it airdrop.
Yeah, yeah. You might mistaken it for Apple.
Apple airdrop.
Yeah, Apple airdrop. Yeah, two different meanings here.
Well, not even that. It's like a care package being airdropped to you.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously with that, there's also a lot of scams. You can have, when you go on X or when you go on Chrome and you type free airdrops and stuff, you can find, especially on X, mimicked accounts like Solana. There might be a fake Solana account where it says sign up and click this for a free airdrop or 1,000 Solana or something. And there you go. As I said, right? It sounds too good to be true. 1,000 airdrop, 1,000. And then you look at this. Obviously, always look at the profile as well. Before you click on the link, is it legit? Did it have a gold check mark? Because gold check mark means it's actually legit and validated. Blue check mark is obviously they had to pay for that. It's just if they don't have any check mark, obviously it's already a red flag. And so always look out for things like that before you click on any link.
Check mark on X?
Yeah, on X. Yeah, because that's the number one platform you'd use for all this crypto related stuff. It's all at X. Reddit, I don't really.
Reddit's a cesspool.
Yeah. I would just look on X, to be honest.
Reddit is all about price predictions.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't go there. It's such a... Yeah.
It's the worst platform.
It has some good things, but in terms of crypto information... Good conspiracy.
Yeah.
It does. Sometimes they do give you good opinions.
They do.
But I wouldn't go there for crypto stuff. I'll just go on X.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, so definitely look out for that. So airdrops that can be scams. Even like Pengu. I don't know if you've ever.
Pingu.
Yeah, there's a coin called Pengu.
Pengu or Pingu?
Pengu.
Pengu.
Pengu, yeah.
Is it a penguin?
Yeah, it's a penguin basically. It's a cute penguin. It's called, I think they're called pudgy penguins or something.
Right.
So they were like an NFT, like during the previous bull run,
Okay.
2021, and they were quite well. They built a big community. They've sold like toys as well, like Pengu toys, and they've created a good community and stuff like that. And then they recently released a token called Pengu, and they've also done like airdrop. So, but like, and it's like if you've used Phantom Wallet before, like which is Solana wallet, or if you used MetaMask before, I don't know if you've ever used it before, if you ever transacted, then they airdropped you like 1,800 tokens or something, I think.
How much is one token worth?
It's not that much,
Right.
but 1,800 is like roughly around current price, like around, I think, $60. So,
Not bad.
yeah, I mean, it's free,
60
it's free,
USD for free, yeah.
but just using MetaMask and stuff. So if you definitely have used MetaMask before, just go to the official website and just check it out.
You're not a sponsor, are you?
How, sorry?
You're not a sponsor, are you?
Response?
Are you a sponsor?
No, I'm not a sponsor.
Okay,
No,
you're not
I'm
being
not a
sponsored.
sponsor. I'm not
You're
a
not being
sponsor.
sponsored or something.
I'm not being sponsored.
Okay,
I'm just
good.
saying, like, yeah, I'm literally saying, like, it's.
That sounds
it's-
like an ad in the middle of it.
No. Like, it's literally free tokens. So if
Yeah.
you've ever used MetaMask, Phantom Wallet, and you've ever done transactions on it, like, they've airdropped you tokens. Like,
Yeah.
I had to find this out through, like, X. I checked it out. I was like, oh, I got, like, free tokens. So,
Cheering.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's free alpha. So if you've ever used it before, just check it out. You might have probably gotten free tokens. So definitely check that out. But yeah, that's one of the things. So like basically creating new wallets for separate things. Airdrop, doing like random like scam coin plays, and then for your investments, like and for your investment, another thing as well is like just put in a hardware wallet, which is like a basically
proper
it's in a
wallet.
physical USB stick type of thing, and it's like it's stored in that basically. It's not digital. So you can use it offline and things like that.
Yeah.
And the ones that I would recommend would be, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, so but the ones I would recommend, I wouldn't recommend Ledger. They've had issues with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's been some weird dodgy things about them, so I would not recommend them. I would recommend Trezor and probably like I think something called SafePal, something like that.
Yeah.
So I would look at those ones in particular. So
They're
Trezor,
quite technical, eh? Like, they've got like a weird passcode as well that you can't. Once you lose that passcode, that's it.
yeah. So that's another thing.
It's very hard
Like,
to recover.
make sure you store your password, not digitally. This is another mistake I've seen people do in crypto, where they've stored their passwords in a note, like literally in Apple Notes and stuff. Yeah, definitely. If you're doing that, like I would say store it in physical paper and just probably delete that and reset your passwords, because it's just only gonna take one little
Yeah.
You
and
know,
it's backed up
hack.
to your iCloud as well.
exactly
Like, whatever I
Oh,
type on my
that's-
Mac is on my iPhone.
That's even worse because
Just like,
iCloud
oh.
gets leaked can get leaked a lot.
Yeah.
So definitely don't do that. I would say just even with Google Authenticator, it's something I realized where before they didn't do this, but they back up your security and stuff through cloud, and they actually automatically enable that when you install the app now and you create a new authenticator. You have to actually disable that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Another
geez.
thing as well. So authenticators and stuff like that's how authenticators get leaked as well. So don't back this stuff up on cloud. Like just store it on physical paper. And if you store it on physical paper, I'd say have it if you feel comfortable, have like 2 or 3 places where it's just distributed across, like places obviously you trust.
Yeah.
So then if you lose it, then you have another option.
Yeah.
Like that way. You're not entirely stuffed up.
You've thought about this quite
Yeah, like
critically, right? Like,
yeah, you gotta treat it like
yeah.
because it's only you. That's the thing about crypto. It's like it's a good and a bad thing. You are the responsibility. It's not through any third party. So if you stuff up, then
It's on you.
it's on you.
Yeah.
So
And I think there's a lot of resources out there. Like, you're a good great resource, and you can actually do a lot of self-research into this stuff and understand what it is and how to protect yourself, right?
yeah,
As
yeah.
well. Like, it's not, oh yeah, just buy this and sell it. You know, I think it's just a very common misconception. Where do you see crypto adoption rates at the moment worldwide?
So was that the auction?
Like adoption rate,
Adoption rates.
like people knowing about it, using it.
It's like when I compare from 2017 to 2021 to now, like it's a big difference. 2017, I wasn't really big in the space. I have like used a little bit. Like I think CoinSpot was out then, and there was so many issues with CoinSpot back then. Like the way things have, and back then there wasn't enough information. Like you just had ICOs where people would, it's basically like IPOs but with crypto, same idea. Initial coin offerings, and they were like the biggest like pump and dump schemes.
Yeah.
Like literally, people made crazy. And then I remember seeing coins do like 10, 100x in a day back then, 2017.
Yeah.
It is so bad. Like even projects that had reserve assets, like as in they had reserve funds, they would use that like the developers would use that to buy and sell coins.
Just to pump.
Yeah, just to pump and dump. Like, reserve assets should be used for like funding the project and like, for getting resources. But they use that to invest in coins and buy and sell and pump and dump and do things like that.
Yeah.
That was the 2017 time, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And you didn't have enough information back then. So scams and stuff were quite. Like another one we had was Big Connect.
Yeah.
That was quite a good meme.
Big Connect.
Big Connect, yeah. It's like, I think it was something about like putting your money into some account and then you earn interest every single day and it's compounds.
Scary.
3 to 5%. Like that sounds ridiculous already. And yeah, if you watch one of the videos there, like one of the guys was Carlos or something like that, his name, was giving like one of the greatest talks about it. And it's just so meme and so funny the way he's talking.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that was 2017. So back then it's just like pump and dump, ICOs, scams, that was it. And then you have 2021 where we had like NFTs and then the whole hype about metaverse and stuff like that. Now you have like, now a new thing that I'm seeing, which I have to do more research on, which we'll talk about more, it's like AI agents. So like, having AI bots, and then you have also like you have more wallets. You have Phantom Wallet, and then Solana created like their own phone as well. Yeah, they created their phone. So there's a lot more, I'd say, expansive use cases now compared to before, and there's more information, way more information. You have more hardware wallets as well available, like more security tools. There's so much on-chain. Like on-chain meaning like where you can see where money flows and stuff through accounts and through addresses.
Yep.
There's way more tools now. You have more access to data. Like the accessibility to crypto now has become way more than back 5-10 years ago.
But has it been adopted?
I think you're seeing now like more of like ETFs, right?
Yeah.
And you're seeing more of big money like BlackRock investing into Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in that regard, like you could argue, yeah, to some extent, but in terms of mass adoption, where you're thinking in terms of like a global currency like that, maybe it hasn't reached that state.
Yeah.
But there are some countries that are using Bitcoin as like
Salvador, I think, is one of them.
Yeah, El Salvador. Yeah, and he's done quite well.
Yeah.
He's done really well for
The president there.
Yeah, the president there.
Yeah.
He's done pretty well for where El Salvador was before he was elected to now.
time.
Like, it's done pretty well. So he's using that as like, he's using Bitcoin, I think, as like being able to transact and using it as like as a currency there. So there are some other countries that already have some integration that accept Bitcoin as like payment stuff. So, and then there's been like, there's been a lot of, I would say, development. But in terms of mass adoption, probably like to the point that my grandparents and stuff can use it. Yeah, it's probably not to that level.
Not to that level. It will get to that level at some point.
It will, yeah. It will get a lot easier and easier. Like I'm realizing it's just becoming easier and easier to use.
Yeah.
But still is quite, obviously there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yep.
So yeah, in that regard, I think it's just going to become more and more. I think, the ability to earn one Bitcoin is just going to become more difficult.
Over time, yeah. Because 22 million in supply, right?
21 million, yeah.
21.
And the thing is, as well, is like you have big people like BlackRock and stuff in now. So
Like you get that one. Just get that one.
yeah. So there's things like that. But yeah.
Cool. I think we'll wrap up here. That was a good conversation about scam coins and how to protect yourself. But I think we can continue this conversation weekly, talk about crypto, especially this time around. Trump in the office and a lot of things aligning, and it'll be quite interesting to see how it all works out and goes.
Yeah, no, I look forward to that. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting topics to talk about as well, and
Yep.
just some things just that's outside of. I guess like obviously like you can look at a lot of other things with crypto as well, like as in what's happening around the world and
Yep,
developments. Very interesting space.
it is. It's good to know a friend that knows his stuff quite well. In it. So keen to learn a lot about it. Well, thanks for your time, Wasif. Thanks for listening, everyone. Please like and subscribe to the video on our YouTube channel and on any platforms that you may be listening on.
Yeah, thanks, Shiv. Thanks, everyone. See you guys on the next one.
Thank you.